this camera. I thought I would do something a bit different today. I haven't actually ever like done anything like this before, but it's something that I'm like practicing at the moment. I'm very aware of it, and it's something that I'm currently doing. It's making me feel a lot better about just life in general. And it's really given me motivation to do stuff I want to do, and yeah, I just wanted to share what I've learned and basically talk about, I don't know what I'm going to name this video, but just about like de-stressing, organising stuff, like how to not feel so cluttered mentally. But sometimes there's just so much going on that your brain is literally like, ever since roughly New Year's, not because it's the new year and it's like new me, no, just because I had gotten to a point where like I felt de-stressed. I felt like I needed to de-stress, sorry. It's something I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'll just talk about like how I'm doing it. I want to try a new editing style where I like can show you little clips of, you know, me doing the stuff that I'll be talking about, like ways that I have, you know, decluttered and de-stressed and stuff, and what I'm currently doing to feel better about stuff and more motivated. And I guess it's almost like resetting. Like sometimes you might just have a day in the week where you do stuff like this, or you might watch this video and realise that you need to be more mindful. I think before I just wasn't very mindful of it. I was overwhelming myself like for no reason. Like I wasn't stopping to think that I was spending too much time on certain things and not enough time on other things. And I just feel a lot better now that I've like, you know, done a lot of things to change it. Also, the lighting in this video is going to be awful because it's like the sun's going down, but like what else is new? The lighting in my videos are always awful. And it's cold in my house, which is why I have a hat on. So one of the first things I did, actually in my little sparkly notebook around here, it's what people call a brain dump. It's where you write down like everything that's on your mind. There were a lot of things that were on my mind and I wanted to organise them all into categories, but I would try and get one category. What just happened? But I would get one category done, yes, and I would just forget all the other things that I needed to do, because you know when you're like thinking of so many things that by the time you've written one thing down, you forgot all the other things. I didn't categorise it or anything. I just wrote down everything that was on my mind. But it was little things like I needed to wash my makeup brushes. I actually still need to do that. And I wrote this a couple weeks ago, so that's kind of bad. But I like wanted to go around and clean the whole house, film, write down everything that's going on. Like it could be hobbies, it could be just anything that's taking up, you know, your time. Like stuff that you want to take up your time, or stuff that is but you don't want to, like just literally anything. Literally anything. That's what helped me. Obviously, you know, you'll find what helps you. All the stuff I was putting my energy into, I had made it not fun because I was, you know, just stressing myself out. Another thing is hobbies. This is something I am like literally just getting into. All of my other hobbies, they're big hobbies. They're very time consuming. I've got my YouTube, I've got my music. I'm not talking about big hobbies like my music or my YouTube. I'm talking about drawing or reading or, you know, spending time with friends. That for me personally goes in like my social life category. It depends what kind of person you are, you know. Maybe you don't want to spend your time reading or drawing or doing any of those little things, you know. Maybe you just rather be on the go. Maybe you feel like you don't have time. I felt like I didn't have time, but I was just being a wuss. Like I was being too strict and making things less fun than they should have been. Like I felt guilty if I was to have sat down and just enjoyed a book for like half a day. You know, like I said, I felt like I had to be working on all of these things that were taking up a lot of time in my life. I felt like there wasn't time for anything else. But I want to get back into sketching. I bought a couple scrapbooks and I'm going to use one of them as a sketchbook. I used to draw a lot and I was really good at it. I've probably lost my talent now. It's been a couple years. For something that I thought would be a waste of time and that I didn't do for so long, I am shocked at how much energy it gives me, like for life. That sounds so cheesy, but it gives me so much motivation to do like everything. If I can spend my time, you know, relaxing and enjoying something, and it makes me like want to then be productive for the rest of the day. If I like, say if I spend my time scrapbooking, that is another thing that I am loving at the moment. I asked for a scrapbook for Christmas, I got 4, so I'm very busy trying to fill those. It will make the world of a difference if you find a hobby or just something you enjoy on your downtime, and then it makes me love the things I do. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but like just try it and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, that is another thing, is hobbies. Shout out to Hobbycraft. If you're in the UK, go to Hobbycraft because they have the cutest stuff for scrapbooking, or just any arts and crafts really. You know, just find time and appreciation for the little things, and it will make you realise how important the present is. That's a big thing that I've learned the last couple of weeks, is that the present is just as important as working towards the future. So I just had to like change the angle because my memory ran out. Also, sorry that the focus keeps going in and out, and now the lighting is even worse than it was before because there's a freaking rainstorm outside. Anyway, another thing I wanted to touch base on was cleaning and decluttering the space around you. So I have been, for the past couple of weeks, every now and then I'm just cleaning, decluttering most spare any moment that I can without doing it 24/7 and burning myself out. You know, I'm working on it. It's just making me feel a lot better. It makes you feel productive without stressing yourself out too much, because it's not something you have to think about too much, is cleaning. Because, you know, it is therapeutic, it teaches you to live in the moment, and I don't know, it's just something, you know, that helps me a lot, and I didn't really realise the importance of cleaning until like this little exercise that I've been doing. And one YouTuber in particular made a good point that I think is very helpful, that it's easier to go through. I mean, it depends which room. Sometimes I don't stick to this rule, but sometimes it's easier to do it bit by bit rather than room by room. For example, you don't just want to clean your kitchen for a day and then move on to your like utility room the next. It's easier to hoover the whole house all in one, you know, that kind of thing, because I can see sometimes how that is very helpful. It's just like, you know, things like that, finding ways that work for you. For me, I found that stripping everything out, for example, if I want to clean a cupboard, I want to sort it out, I also want to tidy the inside, or like a shelf or whatever. Take everything out. If you've become like accustomed to seeing things how they are on the shelf, you're not going to want to throw anything away because you've been used to looking at it like in that way for so long that you're not going to want to throw it out. Does that make sense? You know, because you think, oh, it belongs there. Whereas if you take everything out and like lay it on the floor, you can see it for the product that it actually is. I also find that doing the bigger steps first helps. For example, hoovering. That might be a less time consuming thing, and trust me it is, than like going through a cupboard. But if you only go through a cupboard, you spend like 4 hours going through the same cupboard and cleaning it and decluttering it and everything. You can easily spend hours on that, but then when you step back, nothing looks any different. So try doing something that you know is going to make a physical change and is going to trick your brain into thinking that you've done a lot when actually you might have just spent half an hour hoovering. Also, just doing little chores that you've been putting off, like the washing, the laundry, emptying the dishwasher, like just anything. I'll go through the last point quickly because this lighting is just awful and it's giving me anxiety. So the last thing, which I'm yet to practice, but I know it's something that I want to take more care of and that always makes me feel better when I feel like this, is just self-care, like in general, like looking after myself, healthy habits, stuff like that. Because you just feel like you have your life together and your brain feels like less of a blur if you can confidently say that you're looking after yourself and, you know, you're putting your time to good use and you're taking care of your body. Like, I feel like a healthy habit is a healthy mindset. So like cleaning your teeth when you need to, washing your face. I'm usually pretty good at those kind of things. Obviously if I'm stressed, you know, it comes nighttime, I don't want to do a nighttime routine, I just want to go straight to bed. And that's, you know, like a negative side effect of just being overwhelmed. So I feel like once everything else sorts out, I can start taking care of myself even more. Eating, obviously making sure you're eating enough for your brain. Your brain won't perform properly and it won't be able to focus or think properly if you're not feeding it. I think so many people take that for granted. It just feels good to be able to say that you're looking after yourself. Another thing I want to talk about is exercise. Obviously, like, this is an eating disorder recovery channel mostly. There's going to be some of you that aren't, you know, in the right mindset to exercise. If you're not sure you want to exercise, don't do it. But if you confidently think that you're in a place, you know, where it wouldn't have a negative effect on you and it wouldn't make those negative eating disorder thoughts creep back in, and you're eating enough to, like, you know, compensate for it, then, you know, give exercise a go. It helps my anxiety so much. It will do more harm than good if, you know, you're not ready to exercise or to put your body through that, physically or mentally. It's just not worth it. You might hate it and then, like, never try it again, and that's fine. It's not going to be for everyone, but there's going to be some people out there who it's going to help so much and they won't know if they don't try. So I encourage, like, people to try it Obviously if you're in a place where you can. It's not even the physical benefits, like obviously, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing if I, you know, like look healthier in general. I feel like exercising is for the mind as much as it is for the body, like it really is. It makes me feel so good about myself to know that I'm like, just makes me feel like I have my crap together, like I'm on a roll, like I'm on top of things if I can find the time to work out and to look after myself. And the same thing goes for everything I've mentioned in this video. If you have the time, you know, and the control over your life to be able to do the things that you want to do and that make you happy, then you're going to feel very good about yourself, and you're going to have energy and motivation to do like all the other things in life that you might be struggling with. So yeah, that's I think everything I want to say. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. I know I've apologised so many times, but I'm literally so sorry for this lighting. It's terrible. I need to sort my setup out. I think I need to start filming in my music room because it's more open there. My room's pretty small and like all the furniture in the way and stuff, it's just not got great lighting in here. Also because it's winter, like it was light when I started filming this video and it's now dark. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you soon in my next one. Goodbye.